Hey everybody, we are back with more shenanigans, and hopefully we will make it through to the end.
Hopefully. I mean, I will.
Well, I think
I'm sure I'll be fine.
everyone's settling down to make camp by the time Howard finishes up rememorizing that spell.
Yep. So I'm taking first watch.
Sure.
Sure.
I am casting Stone Shape to create an at least 6-foot high pillar of stone.
You're creating a 6-foot high pillar of stone?
Yep.
Out of like a boulder?
Yeah, just a random boulder making a 6-foot high pillar of stone near the camp.
Oh, fascinating. Oh,
Hold on.
I'm immediately fascinated. Oh, wonderful.
Let me take a look at stone shape. Are there no material components? Don't you need like a little thing of clay?
I'm assuming we write off material components
Yeah.
most of the time, unless they have like high GP value and shenanigans.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm assuming
You can
we have clay.
pretty much find some clay by any riverbank, can't you? So
Yes, alright, so you've got some clay.
Yeah.
So you make a pillar out of stone. It is so.
All right. Well, so I'm gonna sit next to it, and then at some point during my watch, I'm going to cast a meld with stone, and then meld the pillar.
Meld
So
into
just watch it.
stone. Okay, so you are taking watch, leaning against this large pillar, and
Yep.
then you just kind of like.
Yeah, and just keep watching from the pillar.
Can you walk?
if I've noticed this, by the way, I'm totally going to try and just get a little rock hammer out and just and take a sample of this fascinating rock.
I think it's during his watch, so no one should be. I think everyone's asleep right now.
Yeah. I guess theoretically everyone's sleeping.
This is a priest spell, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're
Meld
a
with
priest.
stone.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Right. Sorry. Stone shape is a priest spell?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
I thought it was a wizard spell. All right, the wizard spell's at a higher level. Got it.
Yeah.
Meld into stone. Can you see while you're in the stone?
Yeah. Pretty sure you
you?
can.
I believe so.
Should have looked at this, bruh.
Nothing goes on outside the stone can be seen or heard, however.
Oh.
So you meld into the stone for...
As soon as I realize that, I can't see half of it, I'm probably going to leave and continue watching. But
All right.
That's just my idea, to be a watching stone pillar near the
Okay.
campsite.
Who's got second watch?
I do.
All right, so pretty soon Howard wakes up the Rock for the Rock's watch. And Rock, the very first thing you notice upon watch is that, oh my god, there's a pillar of stone in the middle of camp.
Howard. Where'd that come
Yes.
from?
A spell.
Oh, okay.
It gives a good vantage point.
All right.
It's probably like it's not like a rounded, it's just like flat top pillar of stone. So easy to sit on.
You know, I'll jump up there and take a seat and yeah, kinda.
You can probably
Stand
do
up on it, jump
probably
down.
do some good poses up there.
Oh, definitely. For sure. Maybe later,
Oh yeah. All right. Night.
All right.
And then I take watch and probably halfway through get up on the stone, pose a little bit.
Give me a charisma check for how good your poses are.
Oh, The Rock always thinks his poses are the best.
Well, of course, but objectively to an outside observer,
They're pretty good.
they're pretty good. Yeah.
Remember, I almost always doing push-ups in the freaking The Rock maintains his body quite well. He knows how to pose. He knows how to show off.
Mm-hmm.
You giddy?
All right. And eventually, The Rock, you wake up Kyla for the last watch here. And Kyla, you wake up and there is a 6-foot stone pillar in the middle of camp that definitely was not here when you went to bed.
Are you a... Who... Where did this
It came from a spell.
Oh, okay.
I
right.
love that that's just, oh, it's a spell. Okay.
All right. Cool. You could probably do some pretty cool poses up there, huh?
Oh yeah, you can. It does have a nice flat thing. It's an okay chair, but
Cool.
it's pretty stable. You should be fine.
Well, keep in mind, I can mold like 14 square feet of stone, so that's like a pretty darn
Does the stone
thick
have like
pillar.
buttock imprints in it?
It's pretty solid.
Ooh,
No.
comfy, form fitting.
I guess I'll sit up there. I don't know.
All right. Eventually, your watch ends, and you wake everybody up for the next day. Not Kyla, Lady Finn, you wake up, and there's this giant stone pillar in the middle of camp. Did you recognize it? Yeah.
Yes, I'm just there like, oh, fascinating. Oh, granite, but formed into fascinating. Where did this come from? Oh, that's so interesting. Oh,
It fell from the sky.
it's got some inclusions in it as well. Oh, marvelous. The crystalline form is fantastic. From the sky, you say?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
I'm
any
surprised you didn't
sign-
hear it.
No, well, it doesn't show any sign of scorch marks, or there's no impact zone, or anything like that. I'm going to take samples. I must take samples.
Neal,
Fascinating.
I'm thinking about like correcting this, and then I'm thinking, wait a minute, the gods are in the sky. I get the power from the gods. Technically, I
Kinda
guess. So
did come from the sky.
And here's the rock. It's like, yeah, it came from the sky.
Yeah, so she's just taking samples. She's got a little chisel and a rock hammer. She's like, ding, 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 ding.
I'm just doing my morning stretches, I guess. I have a
A
tumbling
little sort of
cushion.
jeweler's magnifying glass thing. She's like, oh, the crystalline structure of this has been warped in a very strange way.
I get back up on top of the pillar.
Fascinating. What are you doing up there?
Yeah, no, I'm probably looking out for what we're gonna have. See if I can see anything we might have to face today.
It's 6 foot high. Not much of a vantage point, surely.
I mean, maybe for you, but
Move forward a second. There's an interesting little. Is that a fossil? No. Okay, it's a thumbprint. No, it can't be a thumbprint.
The clay he
it
molded.
is because you have to like mold the clay into this
It's
shape.
got all these giant thumbprints around it. That's great.
That's awesome.
Right, I'm going to need somebody to load this thing into the cart for me, please.
That ain't getting lifted.
I'm pretty sure
is
that
so
weighs at
light.
least a ton.
The cart's gonna get crushed. No.
Oh, well, at least we can. Yes. Okay, we're only about a day's outside. Yeah, okay. I
Listen.
can,
Shh,
right,
shh. Okay. All right. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
right.
I used a spell to create a pillar.
You can do that?
Yes, stone shape.
Oh, what will they think of next? Oh, fascinating. Marvellous. Oh, well. So this isn't a natural phenomena then at all?
No.
The thumbprint's mine.
Come here. I'm just going to grab your thumb and just like, oh, okay. Well, wonderful.
So it just goes on.
Still rather interesting though, but I won't need to take a sample yet. If it's man-made, then there's really no point.
I think I'm just standing off to the side, just kind of staring and like,
Technically divine made, but hey.
I'll do one last real quick pose and then jump off.
All right.
You're right
I'm
there.
just looking for combination of spells now, and if I had soften earth and stone, which I don't appear to, I could just make mud pillars or something.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could.
Could be Mudman.
All right then. Y'all wake up. Everyone's awake. The camp is packing up. Your pillar has drawn the attention of all the other campers, and you notice the ale smith, the ale distributor, has grabbed some of the people. What? The brewer?
Brewer?
Yeah, maybe. He's a
Brewmaster.
he's a
Oh,
seller.
I do have it. It's second level, not third.
I don't know if he brews it himself. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. He most certainly does. The brewer has, is looking at this and realizes the potential to use this as the center of his tent as a post to hold things up, and is immediately reconfiguring his entire shop around this pillar. As
Want
you
another
guys,
pillar, bud?
I'm good, thank you.
All right.
Only need the one. Center of the tent, We'll build a bar that goes all the way around it.
Can make it longer. Higher.
Couple inches higher, 2 feet higher?
Nah, I'm thinking like 12 feet high.
Whoa, that's too high. 8 feet would be perfect.
All right, fine. I'm leaving.
Fine. I'm staying.
All right, fine.
Fine.
Put
I
another
see
pillar
you're
next
still
time I'm around
haggling.
here. Make it
Continue.
better than yours.
Oh dear, oh dear.
And the party's off.
Yeah.
Smoothly mount to horses. Shall we go, ladies and gentlemen?
You head through the Alardian Crest, where there are no encounters. Cross the famed Tempian Range with no encounters.
Naturally.
As you enter into that little valley between the northeast and northwestern forks of the range, you do spot in the sky the large outline of a rock, the massive bird with the 100-something foot wingspan flying about. But it doesn't seem to be interested in you in any way, shape, or form. And the party continues along. Okay. 2 days pass, and you are on the outskirts of Darcis. You can see it on the horizon when you come across a broken down cart. It looks like the wheel has had a break because there's wood splatter all over around. You got the metal band that goes on the outside of the wheel that's there, and you got the cart driver who's looking at this metal band, and just there's no way to attach it to the axle anymore, and she's just looking real despondent at the situation.
No, that's a tough break.
Yeah.
So, does it look like?
I just ride straight past.
So it's like the wheel is just beyond repair.
Yep, totally ruined. It's now a 3-wheeled cart.
The wheel itself?
The wheel itself is ruined.
How far out would you say we are from Darcis?
A couple miles.
Howard considers shaping a stone wheel, but thinks that might be too heavy.
Might be a little awkward to drive a cart with a stone wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it'd be better than nothing. Maybe.
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 What she got in the wagon? Like,
Do you
just
ask?
Cursory glance. I mean, do we see it as we're riding past?
Yeah. I mean, you're walking, so you can kind of poke your head over behind the wagon. You see there are many boxes and crates that are packed up, and one that is open that has a whole bunch of different rocks set in a very soft surface.
Hey, rock lady.
No one responds.
Yeah, apparently not.
Okay. There's rocks over here.
Oh, what? Oh, you're addressing me. I'm sorry. My name is Lady Finn.
Yeah, rock lady.
There's
Listen,
rocks.
his name is Kel the Rock. I call him Rocky Boy.
I don't care what you call him. It's immaterial. I am Lady Finn, and you will address me as such. I'm your employer. Any infractions, and I will dock your pay.
Howard considers this.
He gets the stink eye.
Howard considers saying Rock Lady Finn.
Anyway, what did you want?
This cart's broken down. You may want to help them. They are transporting stones.
Oh. Indeed. Well, greetings. How old is this person?
The woman is in her early 30s.
Greetings, young lady. How are you? Maybe be of some aid, perhaps?
She looks up and seeing clearly a noble that sounds like a noble on a horse and everything. She gives a deep curtsy and a nod and a bow and says, I'm on my way to the rock show and my cart broke down here.
I see. What exactly are you transporting? Obviously rocks, but what sort?
She looks at the people accompanying you and kind of gauges their trustworthiness and reliability.
These are my employees.
I have a +5 reaction adjust with my 16 charisma.
Oh, very good, very good. Okay. She says, well, I have some precious gems and semi-precious gems that I'm transporting for those that are interested in it. But my real prized collection is this. It's an unidentified stone. I have no idea what it is or where it came from. I found it in my backyard when I was gardening, and it boggles the mind. I was hoping that someone there would be able to finally identify it for me, and I could sell it for a good
peruse
price.
it?
Doesn't the rock have a geology?
He has geology
I
for
do have
idiots.
geology for idiots.
Right.
She produces a box from under a few other boxes and opens it for you like this. And then inside is it's not a very large stone. It's about the size of this D20, a D30
rock.
here. But the peculiar aspect of it is it has swirling colors throughout it. Like this side is a swirl of green, and this side's a swirl of red, and this side's a swirl of blue. And the areas where the swirls meet look to be some sort of silvery rock, or maybe like some sort of metal ore or something. It's
Marvelous. I'll buy it off you right now. How much do you want for it?
I can't. I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't. I was going to put it up for auction at the show.
Oh no. Well, if you agree to sell me this fascinating looking rock, we will of course help you on your way.
I if I could, I would, but I promised this rock for a show. There's a whole panel on the rock, and there's going to be a thing with people coming and trying to identify, and then it was going to go up for auction. So I already have. I'm sorry, ma'am.
But on the other hand, if you don't get there, you won't be able to do any of these things, will you?
Oh, it's like a couple miles, right?
Yes, but rocks are rather heavy.
I can't, ma'am. I'm so sorry, milady. I just can't. It can't be sold yet.
It's a
Is there
very,
some
very
large
nice rock.
boulder nearby?
Really? So there's the exactly. so there's no amount of money at all that could change your mind on this. A life-changing amount of money, perhaps. What would that be for you?
You can just see her lost in the thoughts of a life-changing amount of money.
Yes. Just think, a nice house, a servant of your own.
I have a servant, milady.
2, 3, 10 servants. New dresses, new tableware.
Another rock.
I live a fairly comfortable life. As I said, I'm a gem merchant, so I feel my reputation is what's at stake here. Not, and that can't be bought or sold, milady.
Quite true,
But
and I respect.
I do respect your interest in the arts, and I'm sure once you arrive, you will be able to purchase it at auction.
Indubitably.
I will even send a courier to you when it goes up to auction, so you'll be sure to have first bid if you'd like it.
Marvelous. Well, anyway. Well, it was worth a try. Anyway, if you would care to, I think your cart is quite ruined, is it not? Perhaps you could load your rocks onto our cart, and we could transport you as far as the fair.
She has a wagon. We have like a small hand pull cart.
Yeah, but
Yes?
looking at the materials, you could probably fit all of her stuff in your pull cart. It's not impossible.
Do we really want to abandon like a wagon?
It's a wagon full of rocks.
I mean, listen, at this point, Neal, is there a large rock nearby?
There is a large rock nearby, yes.
Okay, not Rocky Boy, not the giant birdie boy, but like an actual large rock.
There is a stone nearby that is
Okay.
large.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to say I may be able to shape a wheel for her wagon, but I'm going to make it a finely crafted one and actually take like as much time as possible crafting the clay into a nice looking wheel.
All right. I want you to give me an intelligence check there, Howard.
No,
I got him.
Neal.
And this will determine how effective your wheel is. It takes you guys like 15 minutes to craft this clay into this perfect wheel, and you make it and you attach it on, and she looks, oh, this is wonderful. Oh, thank you. And you get like 10 feet down the road and there's a bump and the whole wheel just breaks and falls apart.
Anyway, as I was saying,
Here, Howard.
if you people would care to load it
Gotta be
onto our
round.
cart. Come on, chop chop.
All right.
They do try, but they're just not very good at it. I'm sorry.
All the things get loaded on the cart and you guys all head into Darcis. You take the young lady whose name you learn is Brunhilde.
Roxanne.
Oh, damn it! That would have been so good. It's Brunhilde, unfortunately. And
Neal.
I know I should have. That wasn't even that hard of a name to come up with. And yeah, you're all here at Darcis.
Now I have the song stuck in my head. Thank you.
All right. Like, we're pulling a cart full of rocks now.
You are pulling a cart full of rocks, yes, sir,
All right.
And gems.
and gems.
At least it's a good workout.
Anyway.
How much? Oh, I have appraisal. How much are these gems worth?
Some of these gems are worth on the order of 100 copper, some are 1,000 copper. She has a few specimens that are 10,000 copper in price, and she has a small locked box that she doesn't want to talk about, that you expect your most
Is that
valued
the special rock that she showed us already?
No, that's in a separate lockbox. So there's 2 lockboxes and then a bunch of other boxes.
Okay. Boxes. That's what we get. All right.
Boxes of rocks, yes.
A rock box.
Okay. So we get there.
All right. You have arrived at the rock show. There's a big pavilion. Let's see if we can get some sort of like pavilion tent background music here.
I see the pavilion tent and freaking PTSD starts going through. I'm just like clearly agitated.
Will you stop panting? What's wrong with you? Show a
Yeah,
little composure.
You okay there, buddy?
Come now, don't show me up in front of all these people.
I just had some bad experiences inside pavilion tents. Some really bad ones.
Well, yes, I once went to a rather unfortunate wedding do in one, but
Were you
know,
were you sold to a circus as a child or something?
Worse.
Oh.
Not as
Mine?
a child. Oh, no. I mean, it depends on which time you're talking about. It was awful. But that's a story for later.
Okay.
I got turned into a rat.
Doesn't sound pleasant at all.
No,
How
it
drunk
wasn't.
were you?
I was actually stone sober.
She looks very disbelieving at this.
Stone sober.
Stone sober.
All right.
Okay, I think this might be the appropriate background track for our rock fair.
Rock fair.
And she'll look at me and don't believe me. Like, if you've seen what some of the stuff I've seen in my days, you'll realize it's not actually that ridiculous. And I like walk up the side of a freaking building and then walk back.
Well, Lord Barrington Smythe did once try and marry a tree. Ha, 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 ha. Oh, Barry, he was
I think-
such a hard
That's pretty tame.
I think I look surprised when I just see him walk up the wall, like,
Like literally, just like
yeah.
For those of you that might not be aware, he is literally walking up a wall. He has shoes that allow him to walk on vertical
boots of
surfaces.
spider climb.
Yes.
like I said,
I'm like, man, I could use me some of
getting
those.
turned into a rat. It happens. sucks when it does.
Oh yeah, that'd be so
Never
stupid
to,
for a thief.
avoid that. Well, I'm going window shopping. Who's going to join me? I'll need somebody to carry my bags. I wave a
Then you
gold.
have 2 arms and 2 legs. You can carry them yourself.
I'm willing to pay. I know that's all you're motivated by.
I mean, if you're paying us, then fine.
Ah, wonderful.
Yeah,
Come along
that is
then.
what I'm motivated by.
All right, you guys go window shopping. Is there something in particular that you're looking for?
Just intriguing rocks, interesting fossils, interesting color patterns, interesting, interesting, just interesting rocks.
Sure. The whole fair doesn't start until tomorrow, but of course there's people out here like trying to hype up the rock show.
And
You find
everybody, I'm assuming, there's people setting out and they'll probably be willing to sell if there's like, sort of like, oh, yes, I'll pick that up. Guaranteed sale.
hasn't quite officially started yet, but you can always get some early birds. So there's some interesting little things here and there. Most of the things that are being shown are maybe not what you're interested in. They're like standard gemstones, which you've...
Do you have any schist? No? Okay. What about sandstone? I'm really interested in metamorphic rocks today.
What is schist?
Type of rock.
Have you been Googling rock stuff, or do you already know this much about stones?
I've played an awful lot of Dwarf Fortress.
That makes sense now.
Okay, good. Because you've been on point with all of your rock terminology, and I've been like, damn, Fuzzy does her research. She's really good at this.
I don't do my research. God, no. You know me, I don't ever do homework about anything.
Well, that's why I was so impressed.
I do.
That's okay.
Sometimes
know a lot of shite.
sometimes video games really do teach you things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just...
Okay.
pay off.
I learned the map of Europe through StarCraft, so it's all good.
Yeah.
The map of Europe?
It was Brood War used map settings map called Diplomacy.
Oh, okay. There we go. That makes sense.
Junior high, freaking all over Europe. It's like, I know Europe very, very well. And I forgot it because...
Yeah.
Because geography is fucking confusing.
Yes. So you're walking around. One of these people isn't quite selling things yet because their wagons haven't arrived. They showed up early to help promote. But he is promoting this group of large rocks that he calls weaponized stones. These are rocks that he says have built-in handles to help you hold on to them, so you can pick up the rock and bash people with them. It's got they're weaponized rocks. And look at Lady Flynn clearly has no desire about this. It's so crass and...
I need to see this.
Well, the merchandise hasn't arrived yet, but I've got a prototype here for you. It's made out of paper mache. And he produces what sort of looks like a big lumpy rock, but it's got a couple of handles stuck into it in different places, so you can grab it with 1 or 2 hands and lift and smash more easily.
Can I...
Yeah, he gives you the paper mache rock.
So besides how does it feel compared to my dunking rock? How does this feel? Is it kind of awkward or...
It's not as awkward as you might think because the handles don't just stick out. They're inset a little bit. So you can kind of reach into the rock and hold it. And the center of balance is a little bit closer to the middle of your hand rather than being on the outside where it might slip or we might have to use 2 hands at a time. It seems like a pretty solid rock bashing weapon.
This is all right. I feel how would it feel for dunking though? I mean, actually jumping up and just freaking dunking it.
Not bad. Not bad at all. But it's paper mache. You gotta get your hands on the real thing.
Yeah, gotta get hands on it.
Yeah.
This is if you truly can deliver with the real product, this is quite fascinating.
Right. You guys keep walking around here. And sure enough, you come across a person who is selling stone statues of all the gods, painted in exquisite detail and carefully chiseled out. So you can even see like the hairs on the head, and the pupil and the iris are different colors on the eyes. It looks like exquisite work. Of course, it's being sold by a halfling, whose hands are small enough to actually do such fine work.
All right, I'll go over and look at, Womator, if there is Womator there.
There are 2 statues of Womator, the god of joy. They're both painted in brilliant colors, like with a rainbow cloak that goes up. The eyes are like rainbows clockwise around it, so it'll be like this 10 degrees is red, and this probably like this 45 degrees is red, and this 45 degrees is yellow, and this 45 degrees is blue and green, and yada yada yada, all the way around the eyes. And he's got this scepter in one hand with one of them, and a shield in the other, and the other stone has his hands up, both upturned like this, with little like dishes carved into them, so you could put things on the hands. They're exquisitely detailed.
Howard, this your homeboy?
Yeah.
Pretty fancy.
So, the one with the staff and the shield, I ask about the price for it.
Let's see. The statue is about the size of this cup. So it's not super big. And it's maybe about the same diameter of this cup as well, because it's, it's a fairly bulky statue, and he's got the cloak that comes out, and the staff and the shield and everything. And he says, well, this rock, it's one of my finest pieces. I've always personally felt more attracted to Womator than any of the other gods. Even more than Seor, the god of crafting, which you might not expect as a craftsman myself, but there's something about life that just brings me happiness, and I've always felt a connection. So I put my heart and soul into this one. I would sell it for, 10,000 copper.
And
What exactly rock are these made of, by the way?
and I'll do an appraisal just like while I'm looking at this, just because I can.
Give me an appraisal check on the side.
Just a flat whatever my stat is for it or whatever.
Yes.
What is it based on?
I don't
it's intelligence.
know. I was hoping you would know, so I didn't
I
have to
think
look
it's
it up.
intelligence too. So
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Well, Lady Flynn, this here statue is a composite. His cloak is made out of sandstone. His body is made out of marble, but I painted the marble, which I know some people think wastes the marble, but I like the weight and the coolness of marble and its smoothness. So we painted it there. And the staff here is made out of onyx, of course, painted. And the shield is some tiger's eye that I've polished finely and give it a little. You see how it shines in the light? It's the polish on the tiger's eye that does that. And that's what gives it its brilliant colors too. That's the only non-painted piece of stone we got going on here.
I prefer my stone a little less adulterated, if it's all the same. A nice little piece, though.
We have some unpainted versions of the gods as well, but they'll be up for sale tomorrow when the show opens.
Wow.
So 31.
Yeah,
31.
his appraisal.
That's a reasonable price for this stone. Maybe it's a little bit higher than you would pay, but I mean,
Right.
I don't feel like Kyla's a
I'm not a
particularly
cleric or anything.
Yeah.
Right. Well, as a cleric of Womator,
His
if you
eyes
would be
go wide.
willing to sell this to me, I would be happy to buy it. Joyous to buy it.
I would be honored if a cleric of Womator would carry around my works. I'll even knock 10% off the price for you. 90,000 copper.
That's fine. I would just like it if there was a case, possibly. Something to
Comes
protect
with it.
All right. I hand him a gem worth 100 gold.
He takes the gem and hands you the stone and rifles around in some pockets and pulls out another gold coin and hands it to you.
Nope, that's fine.
You're a good man.
Fine craftsmanship. And I appreciate it. Thank you.
So you're here at the Rock Festival. You see all these good stones all over the place. Clearly, the best stuff is not really being sold until tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And
But there's a lot of good rocks.
there's a lot of good rocks going around here. I think we know what is interesting, the rock. And we know Lady Finn's got her eyes on that particular stone. Howard here's already gotten something for himself. Kyla, how are you feeling about the Rock Festival? Is this something that appeals to you, or are you just here because you're hired to be here?
A little bit. I am a rogue after all, so I'm kind of just looking at all this like, and I'm kind of looking at the security like,
The security is pretty tight. You can
Pretty
see a
tight.
bunch of people walking around in chainmail with swords and cloaks, and they've got their helmets off in order to better see what's happening around them.
Nice,
It
yeah.
Definitely looks like security's a little higher than usual around here.
Okay, I'm just gonna look for now. But yeah, definitely just looking at things. It's kind of interesting.
Right. Okay. The next day arrives, and everyone is here for the Rock Festival. The doors open, and the flood of people swarm in and start looking around at all the rocks. And very quickly, there's a little messenger who comes over and tugs on Lady Flynn's elbow. It's a halfling, another halfling. She gives you a polite bow and says, Madam Flynn, there's a particular merchant that wanted to that put in something up for auction and wanted you to know about it.
Oh, marvelous, wonderful. Okay, come along then. Let's go.
Okay. The party arrives over at this place,
Click her
and
fingers.
sure enough, there's Brunhilde. She's got her little stand, and all of her rocks are on display. And there's a small group of people that are beginning to gather, although you're one of the first here, to take a look at this thing. And everyone's, taking turns examining it under magnifying glasses and holding it up to various lights and, putting filters through it and trying to figure out what it might be.
You're a priest, right?
Me?
Yes, and you can't sort of see if it's got any mystical things about it or something, whatever. I know you people can do like the wiggly woo and just,
Oh, I have a 15% chance to see magic auras.
You have a 15% chance. What, is that a skills and powers bullshit?
Yeah, kinda.
I mean, if any of you have any...
I'm just going to cast detect magic.
Yeah.
You cast detect magic, and there is no magic aura around this stone whatsoever.
No aura, my lady.
Ah, good, okay. So it's not going to be any sort of like, terrifying magical rock that's going to end the world or anything. You do get those sometimes,
Yeah. I look at
Yeah,
the statue as well. Statue of Ilmator.
Not magical.
Okay, just making sure. She mentions world-ending magical items. I'm just like, better make sure.
It would be ironic.
You've seen one world-ending magical rock. You've seen them all, right? Dragon will turn up. And...
It would be ironic for the God of Joy to be the world-ending rock.
But don't worry, it's going to be great.
Everybody!
It's going to be fun.
If you got to go with a smile.
Yeah.
I suppose that's true. But yeah, I guess I'll just keep an eye out for anything going on.
Sure. There's a silent auction going on for this piece as various experts come and inspect it, and you can put down a price, and over the course of the 3 days, people will keep bidding on it in silent. You notice that there's already a price up of 1,000 gold pieces for this rock.
It's quite an expensive rock.
It's a
I'll put
very
up
expensive
1,000.
rock.
Yeah, I'll put up 1,050.
It's a silent auction.
Right. You can absolutely do that. There are sneers of people standing nearby as they're like, bringing the price up by 5%. What a grumpy people, but whatever. They're not bidding on it. It's none of their business.
I like to haggle. I like to dicker. It's entertaining.
And yeah, so the rock. You can finally go over and take a look at those combat stones that are being sold here.
Yes.
They are available for purchase. What were the stats of the rock that you had before? of your weapons?
I believe we just had it as a mace.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Wonderful.
just like 10 pounds and as a mace.
Wonderful. Well, these things are going to be, they're going to weigh a little bit less. They will function as a mace as well, but a little bit heavier. So a mace that does +1 damage, basically. You're going to need some sort of like rock wielding proficiency for them in particular.
Well,
but
good thing I'm proficient in rock.
I think you are, yes. You can buy one of them. They're a little bit expensive because they have to be hand carved. Like you take a full rock and then you chisel out a handle on the inside, which is quite difficult. Each one of them sells for 10,000 copper. No, I'm sorry, 5,000 copper.
Okay.
About 50 gold.
I'll keep that in mind.
Are you going to purchase one of these?
Not at the moment. Like I'm gonna shop around a bit with it. Like I'm gonna like test it out, see how it feels. Like, is this really something I could use? Okay. Basically, I'm giving it a day.
Okay, sure. Sure. The day of shopping goes quite finely.
I guess just because I'll keep an eye out for the exposition that I heard in the tavern. The people I heard talking.
Yeah, give me a charisma check.
Yeah, I'm actually going to wander up to the jewel merchant.
Charisma, please.
Oh, charisma. Okay, that's even better.
I'm going to wander up to the jewel merchant and just be like, where did you actually find this thing, by the way?
In my garden. I was...
Oh, yes, that's right, yes. So no forebodings, no crackles of thunder when you found it?
No, it was a beautiful spring day. Digging up a turnip. And my trowel hit something hard. I thought it was a stone in the way of my garden, so I was going to toss it when I saw the beautiful swirls of green.
Fascinating. Don't suppose any of you three have seen anything like this before, have you?
Yeah.
No.
Just want to make sure I'm not buying somebody's precious heirloom or something. Not that I think you know.
I mean, I could try an appraisal check, but I don't even know what it is, so it's
Not quite like this. Not
Guaranteed,
quite.
9 out of 10 times these things are like the secret jewel of an ancient civilization, or they belong to a family of kobolds, and you've got kobold infestations, which are disgusting, by the way.
Kobolds are all right.
There's always a catch. I'm just trying to, minimize any surprises I may have once I buy it. Because I will.
I mean, competition.
Well, of course there's competition. I mean, look at all these other people here.
As you're walking around examining everything, there comes a cry and a shriek from part of the gem shop. And everyone starts kind of moving around and trying to figure out what's going on. You see guards walking through with pikes in the air. You push to the front, and the Brunhilde, the merchant here, is looking around because someone has stolen her rock. And sure enough, but Kyla, you'd been keeping an eye out for those same folks before. You saw them earlier. You saw the mercenaries that had been walking around. You didn't get a good look at the old man that had been talking to them because his back was to you. So you got the faces of the mercenaries, and you've seen them here. They're definitely in the store, in the fair, but it's a big building, so you don't see them presently.
Okay. Oh, so I didn't see the whoever was the merchant or whatever he was then.
You could definitely hear that he was an older man.
Okay.
Had one of them wobbly voices that you get when you're very old.
Because I was.
Oh, hello, how are you? I'm 85
Partly, I was just curious what they were coming here for, because he said he had something he wanted brought here quickly or safely or whatever. But yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, they're here. They're definitely here. But the stone in question is missing.
Why am I not surprised by that? I told you, probably kobolds.
I don't think kobolds would. Anyways,
You can't trust them. They're devious little bastards.
Nick, don't kill her.
Underwear soon as look at you. They're awful little kids.
No. As long as you don't mess with Glib Glob or Crewbarb, that's fine.
yeah. So, I guess
What are
I
you guys
just
gonna do?
look around to see if if there's anyone suspicious or someone running or something.
Well, there's a lot of suspicious people because everybody's here to buy rocks, right? Everyone is a suspect at this point, as far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
Like
No one
anyone-
is currently fleeing anywhere. There's nothing obviously, overly suspicious. But Brunhilda's just in tears, and she's saying, "I was showing it, and I let a man hold it, and inspect it because he had a magnifying glass, and then I turned to answer a question." About the location of another shop to this other guy, and when I looked back, the man was gone and the rock was gone.
What did he look like?
Did you have armed guards for this rock?
She shakes her head. No, I there were armed guards everywhere. I didn't think I needed a particular one.
What are we
For a rock
standing
that's
on?
worth at least how long have you been a gem merchant for, madam?
6 months.
What surface are we standing on, Neal?
I have a headache. Somebody fetch me some wine.
You were standing, of course, on some imported stone plates that are interlocking.
Oh, that's real unfortunate. Okay.
Oh, I thought that would be good for you.
If it was just like normal city stone, I'd be fine with defacing it, but I was considering making a 14-foot high stone pillar under my feet as I just like get a bird's eye view of the area. But if it's like imported stone plates,
Property damage.
Yeah.
All right, I start looking out for anyone that I can.
Give me perception checks, everybody in the party.
Here we go.
Right.
Boom. Tell me where they're at.
My God, Rocky.
He's tall.
That's it.
I'm too short. And she's on a horse, so
She's still on the horse. Like she's in the fairgrounds. It's like in a big building. Everyone's walking. She's just. That's great.
Look away, back at me. The horse is now diamonds.
So the rock.
Yeah.
Everyone is paying attention to what's going on here. The theft of this stone, which has brought so many people and so many collectors from so far here for this event, is causing quite a stir. In fact, all eyes are on this little booth.
Of course they are.
For 5 people whose backs are to you and walking out the front door. Nothing suspicious about them, but there's 5 people who are leaving while everybody else is paying very, very close attention to what's happening over here.
From their backs, really quick, what can I tell about them?
You got 1 tall person, 2 very short people, halflings, gnomes, maybe a small dwarf or a kobold or something, and then 2 regular-sized humans, 1, upper 5 feet, 1 lower 5 feet.
Any of them wearing any obvious armor?
You can just see their cloaks behind them.
Yeah, it's probably too loud to
Definitely too
pick
loud.
out any distinct clank, clank, clank.
Yeah, way too loud.
All right, so I'll just like nudge Howard. I think we might have a lead.
Let's go.
Let's go, Kyla. Boss lady.
coming.
But what? What? You noticed something. Oh, right. Okay. Come on, Bob.
Yes.
You might want to. I know I'm obvious, but a horse, even more obvious. You might want to dismount.
Bob, crouch.
Now let's go.
Bob goes down all the way.
And the horse just does that and like.
He's called Bob because he's good at bobbing, you know.
And I'm just like, I can't argue with that. And I'm
See,
just like,
trained
Yeah,
stealth.
just
He's a stealth horse.
okay. Let's
all right,
go after them.
start following them.
All right. Takes a while to push your way through the crowd. Once you get outside, you don't see them. It's a busy city streets out here in Darcis.
And everybody's wearing a cloak because it's
Well, I
convenient.
mean, there are many people wearing cloaks, definitely.
Rock.
It's busy streets, and the fairgrounds are in the very center of town. So
Rock,
what are
get
you
a
going to
vantage
do?
point.
You can
I'll
stand
climb,
and bob.
I'll climb up on top of a building or something.
Yeah,
Give me a
I'll just,
climb check there.
Walk up a
all right,
building.
well, that's fine as well then. Everybody could do that.
I have a 80% chance to climb walls.
Wonderful. Let me roll that for you.
I have a 100%
Easy
chance.
peasy.
to climb.
Yeah.
You quickly scale a building. The rock comes trotting after you. You both get a nice high ground vantage point. The two of you give me perception checks. Howard and Lady Finn, what are you doing?
I mean,
I'm just sat on my horse looking around.
I'm doing my best.
Excuse
to
me,
look.
have you seen any 5 suspicious-looking people in cloaks anywhere? You peasants, peasants? Hello?
Do you see them, guys?
You get no one responding to you, Lady Flynn.
In that case, I will take out a gold piece and go. A gold piece, for anybody who can tell me where the 5 people went.
I've seen 5 people. I've seen them.
Right.
I'm too
They
distracted.
went that
Do
way.
you see them? I yell up to the roof.
So yeah,
I
I'm
yell
on
up to the
I'm on
roof if
yeah,
they
so-
see them.
Right. Does this
Yeah.
person look like they're actually telling the truth, or does it look like they're speaking the truth that comes with gold coins, i.e., lying?
Give me a charisma check there to gauge this guy's D20 plus your whole charisma score.
Do I see anything from where I'm at?
He,
Come on,
he
baby.
did-
23.
So with the 20. Okay. So Lady Flynn, this person is very questionable. Like maybe they really did see something. Or maybe they're just in it for the gold. They're very eager as soon as money got announced. So
What exactly were they wearing? Hmm?
cloaks. Just saw the
And?
cloaks.
Right. Okay. And
Yep.
which way did they go? How long ago did they come out the gate?
2 minutes ago.
How long ago did the people we were following come out the gates?
A couple minutes ago, maybe 1, 3, 4. It's in the ballpark, but you know.
How many of them were tall?
Oh my god.
I kind of feel like that's a relative term, and you really, that's kind of
Were any of them clearly taller than the other?
yes.
How many of them?
2.
Right. Anyway, well, it's bloody time
Okay,
wasters.
but Kayla, you're up here. You're scouting around. You got a 23 on your perception check. You see between 2 buildings to the northwest what looks to be the face of one of those mercenaries. They've turned around to presumably look if anyone's following them. They're doing this sort of like, is anyone following us? No,
All right.
no. Okay, cool. And then they turn and walk with the others. And sure enough, they match the same description that the rock said. One
Sure.
tall person, 2 regular size, 2 very short people, wearing brown and red cloaks.
Sure. So I'll point it out to. I guess the rock's up there with me, so I'll just point toward the alley or
Yeah.
whatever.
All right.
Even though I didn't pass, once he points it out, can I see that alley? Can I?
Yeah.
Could I
Yeah.
guess
The alley.
Could I guess which direction they're heading? Like, see if I can, maybe like book it and try and intercept them.
Ooh, you're not very familiar with the city streets of Darcis, and they're not nice laid out blocks like we have in the United States that make sense. They're twisty, windy,
If-
back alley
the
rat
foot
holes.
The foot roads and paths, not for cars.
if I see him like point to the alley, I'm going that way.
All right.
Like,
If you start going, I'm going to force my way after you on the horse, just like barging people out of the way.
Is it possible to stay on the roofs and follow, or is it like too separated?
You can definitely try. At some point, I'm going to call for various checks, jumps, athletic dex checks, strength checks, whatever, to see if you can
All
go
right.
between the big gaps.
Or any
I'll
of you?
try it.
Yeah, I'll let her like. Screw it. I'll like try my. Wait, what are the roofs made out of? That's a better question.
Yeah, is
the-
it like
Some of them
Stone.
are thatched, some of them are stone, some of them are tile. It's a
I'm
variety
going
of
to
rooftops.
try to roof my way and avoid the thatched roofs.
Good idea. Very good idea. All right, so the party's off. On the foot, we've got Lady Flynn. Actually, she's on horseback, and Howard.
Yes.
On
Bob's back.
Bob's back, right? Riding Bob. And The Rock and Kyla are going roof to roof, trying to track after these these presumed thieves.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take a short break here, and we're going to come back in a few minutes, and we'll have the next chapter of... What is today's episode called? The Rock Collection. We'll see you guys soon. Bye, everyone.